Welcome to step 1.3, ease of solution. Before we go into the details, I want to do a small recap of what we covered so far. So number one, we are going to be selling courses that people already demand solutions for. We're going to be focusing on solving specific problems for broad audiences, and we're going to be selling low ticket information products and pricing our courses anywhere between $17 to $47. Now, I want to talk about why ease of solution is so important and why it's the next success factor. So let's go into the details. So why is ease of solution important? In most cases, people buy information products because they don't know how to do something or they don't have the time and energy to figure out a solution to the problem. So one of the big advantages that we're going to give people with our online course is that we're going to save them time and give them a way to get a result that they want. There's a lot of free information available on the internet. So I just want to talk to you quickly about why online courses are very valuable and why someone would actually go and buy an online course. So, like let's say you could go to YouTube to find a solution to a particular problem yourself. So the first thing they're going to realize when you go to YouTube is that there's so many videos and so many people teaching so many different things and so many different approaches that's going to get very confusing very quickly. And a lot of these people, what they teach, they actually contradict each other. So it makes it very confusing very quickly. And so like going to YouTube to find a solution to a complex problem is typically like you're not going to find a solution. So for example, like if someone within your audience were to go to YouTube to find a solution for a problem that you can solve for them, they would have to try lots of things, do a lot of research themselves. They would have to try different things, possibly fail, try something else again, possibly fail again, try one more time and so on. And they could eventually even give up during the process. So what an online course does is it basically it gives a person a way to reach their desired outcome without having to do all of that research, all of that work. Is going to give them the solution in a proven and tested solution to a problem they have laid out in an easy step-by-step format. And that's the biggest value that your online course is going to provide. And most people are going to be totally happy to pay $17 to $47 with that because they're not going to have to do all the research because you've already done it for them. You're just giving them a ready solution for their problem. So the most important element of your course is going to be providing your target customers with an easy process to get a specific outcome that they have in mind. This easy process is going to minimize how much effort is required on their end to get the result that they have in mind. It's going to save them time, frustration, sometimes even money. It will help them make the outcome that they have in mind seem a lot more attainable, which means that they're going to be able to imagine themselves implementing your solution because it's in a step-by-step format, and they're going to be able to imagine themselves achieving the outcome. And your easy process will also make them a lot less likely to give up because they will be able to visualize all the things that they need to do to get the result that they have in mind. So the easy process is going to be the most important thing that's going to make your course very attractive. And there are a couple of additional things that we can do to make that process, to make it seem even more attractive in the eyes of potential customers. So let me walk you through those things. So number one is counterintuitiveness. So if your easy process, if your solution, if it goes against the common wisdom, the common advice that people often hear about a particular problem, it will be seen as more unique and thus more attractive. So for example, in ketogenic diets, you eat fat to lose fat, which kind of like goes against the standard logic of, fat is bad that we've been taught for years. And because of that, it's very counterintuitive. The next thing is instant gratification. If your solution can give a customer some sort of instant gratification after purchase, for example, if there's something that they can try right away after they buy a course to fix a problem that they have, even if it's just a part of their problem, then they're going to feel instant gratification. Instant gratification is a psychological mechanism that makes us feel good about doing something. And like this is one of the reasons why social media is so addicting, because the moment you open the app, You see all this content, you see, people traveling, you see all these luxury homes, you see all the fancy cars and that kind of stuff, and it basically releases dopamine and other hormones within our body that make us feel good. And that's something that you can do with your course as well, if you can engineer it in a way that is going to give the customer some sort of instant gratification after purchase. The next thing is uniqueness and novelty. Our brains are wired to release dopamine whenever we come across something that's new and different. So for example, if there's a unique way to solve a particular problem, that's going to make our brains release dopamine when you come across this problem. So for example, at the start of 2023, something that was very unique and novel was using artificial intelligence to generate content. Like that trend really took off in digital marketing in the first half of 2023. So I want you to think, what are some of the ways that are known in your industry, like in your niche, that people are trying to fix their problem, and they're not really effective? And what are some ways, what is like a new unique way that you can offer, that you can come up with to solve a problem the customer has? A helpful question is going to be, is there an ineffective, complicated way that your customers are using all the time to try to fix their problem and they're failing with that way? And can your solution that you're going to provide in your course help your customers achieve their desired outcome in a simpler way? Whether that's less steps, less complicated, the outcome is more probable, like they're more likely to achieve it, it requires less work, any one of those things, your solution, what you can think about is how your solution is a better, faster, and easier way than the old way that they're used to. If you can come up with that, if you can identify it, like that's going to really separate and make your course very unique, because the solution that you're offering in the course completely stands out in the market, maybe even goes against like the standard common advice that they're given. So have a think about that. And the fourth thing is, if your solution allows your customers to reach their desired outcome without them having to buy any additional things or spend any money on any additional things, and it will be seen as a lot more attractive. I can explain this to you by using an example from the fitness industry. So if you do a little bit of Googling, you will see that some of the recently exercise programs that basically let you exercise from home, like without having to go to the gym, without having to have any equipment, without having to buy a gym membership, without having to buy anything for that matter, are really attractive, and they've been hugely successful in the past few years. Because guess what? Like if the customer buys them, they don't have to buy anything else. And for example, like if you were to sell an exercise program that requires someone, maybe they can work out from home, but they have to buy weights, they have to buy, for example, they have to buy some bands, they have to buy some other equipment that they might need to use, then that's going to make it a lot less attractive in the eyes of the customer. So to sum up, 4 additional things they can do to make your solution seem even easier and even simpler, even more attractive, are counterintuitiveness, instant gratification, uniqueness and novelty, and the fact that they don't have to buy any additional things. And as you can see, like from a psychological standpoint, what your course will do is it will help your customers avoid lots of different unpleasant emotions, such as dissatisfaction, frustration, disappointment, confusion, annoyance, and many other negative emotions. And the fact that they can avoid these emotions and instead experience different emotions, positive emotions, is something that you will be able to rely on very strongly in your marketing. And because you're making your course a process, this also means that you don't have to record 10, 15, or 20 hours of content to create it. If you go to some of the popular course platforms such as Udemy, you will see that there's multiple courses out there like really long. They may even have like 20 or 20 plus hours of content. I personally, I don't think that there's anyone apart from like maybe like a 0.5% of the course students who go through all that content. So Because we're focused on delivering your course as a process that makes it easy for the customer to achieve the outcome they have in mind, a process that has less steps than whatever they're used to. It means that you don't have to record all that content. And the fact is, the more complicated you're going to make your course, the less desirable it will be. So always think about how you can make it easier and how you can make it faster. And the other thing that this does is that when you give people an easy way to fix their problem and to achieve the desired result, they will, to an extent, feel like their problem is going to be solved the moment that they buy your course. It's like they get instant relief. It's a form of instant gratification as well. This happens a lot with books. I looked up the stats, and what's really interesting is that 40% of books that are purchased are never even opened. So it's safe to say that the same thing applies to online courses. And I know from my experience that a lot of people don't even log in after they buy. Like, obviously that's not great because you want to be able to help people. And the more people go through your course, the more reviews you will have, the more word of mouth marketing there will be and all that stuff. But for some reason, we have this instant gratification mechanism in our brain that makes us feel like the moment we have a solution at our disposal, we don't need to do anything about it anymore, because we kind of feel that, if the moment comes when we have to do something, then like I can just log in and access the solution. Like I don't have to do anything else. So this is very similar to what happens after the new year when a lot of people sign up for gym memberships, but they never actually go. If you look it up online, there's a big trend towards the end of the year and after the start of every year. A lot of people sign up for gym memberships and like even go into annual contracts, but they never go to the gym. It's strange, but that's how our brains work. Of course, like in real life, it's impossible to get any result without putting in effort, but for some reason, that's how our brains work. And it's just something that you need to be aware of when you're in the course business. And your biggest responsibility as a course creator is going to be finding the actual process that will help your audience get the result they want faster, easier, with less steps. It doesn't have to be, 10 times better than what they're used to. It just has to be easier, simpler, and more convenient than what they're used to or what they tried and failed. And your process has to work. It actually has to be able to get the customer the result that they want. That's the core of the course business. So that's it about step 1.3 ease of solution. I'll see you in the next video, and we'll go to the next step really soon.